getting down. Come on, feel the rhythm. Ooh. When the shadows lurk, you're my guiding star. Cutting through the darkness, no matter how far. Side by side, what we face, we embrace. Soul to soul, intertwined in our space. Fight the fears that come at night. Half-life sisters in the light, we unite. We're the sirens, in the silence we roar. Bound by blood that's thicker than war. In the chaos, we find peace, we're the storm. Half-life sisters, fearless, we're reborn. United pulses in the cosmic fray, holding back the night, turning skies to day.
Okay. Testing. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what side of the world you are in. Welcome to Talk and Play. HalfLifeSistah is back. You have officially entered into the Chit-Chat Vibe Session of the stream. I have me today my sidekick, assistant, and co-host, Sir Torfield. Please say hello to our people.
Well, hello, people.
As well as... Guys, I am so, listen, when I tell you I am so happy and excited to announce our guest co-host for hopefully the next few weeks. Listen, words cannot explain, baby. None other than my baby, my faithful, Big Groot. Please let the world hear your beautiful, amazing voice, baby.
Hello and good afternoon. Good morning, everybody. I have such a difficult time even speaking when I am a guest host after her introductions because it puts a Kool-Aid smile on my face. My cheeks end up hurting.
Babe,
Yeah,
look at me.
but thank you.
Oh, baby, you're so wonderful. I love you so much, Groot. You have no idea. You're like so close to the bottom right part of my heart. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, you're such a faithful, loving, loyal friend and supporter for however many years you've been with us. Wolf was so excited, Sir Torfield, that Groot was going to be joining us as a guest co-host because he is your biggest fan. He really is. And he says he's the perfect amount of, what did he say? He said, you're the perfect amount of nerd and smooth, baby. And I'm like, hell yeah, I agree. He's all of that, all of that. Any whatever. Miss Luna is in the house. My baby Chris, cheesesteak, is in the house. Thank you for chiming in, Sir Torfield in the Chit-Chat. Oh my gosh, so Groot, you're going to have how many weeks off for vacation?
I will be having 7 weeks off nonstop, and I am still adjusting to just the idea that I won't have to set my alarm, check my work phone, touch anything work related. So I'm going to enjoy it for the most part.
Are you sure they said vacation?
Yeah, and not
tired?
yeah. What the hell?
I'm just making
7
sure,
weeks?
right?
Yeah, just things have been extremely tough, and I was like,
Sorry.
hey, I need a break. And they were like,
Oh.
yeah, they were like, okay, well, what kind of break? I'm like, well, if you want me to return,
Ooh.
this is what I need. And they made it happen. So
Wow.
no complaints over here.
That means you are one of those employees, I'm sorry. I don't want to say workers, but one of those employees that, you know what? I'm going to say worker because you be working your ass off. one of those workers that they have a high level of respect, adoration for. And yeah, they don't want to lose you. And they feel that you are probably one of a kind. And while we're all replaceable, you're irreplaceable, baby. And they see that. So that's wonderful. So 7 weeks off vacation. God damn. And you're going to be all mine for the 7 weeks. It's crazy. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. Well, of course, any day you can't come, of course, it's fine. It's fine. I'm happy just to have you here when you can make it. I'm grateful. I'm not complaining. Listen, baby, we're going to make it do what it do, okay? So yeah, 7 weeks. That is crazy. I'm hoping that it's not going to be too difficult for you to go back to work after that, because Jono had a long break as well. And baby, it was a struggle for him. You know what I'm saying? 7 weeks in the United States of America. That is almost unheard of.
If I had to go back to work right now, I think I would lose my shit. I'm like, what the? Wait, what?
Listen, guys, Groot, a couple months ago, Wolf and I had a stupid big argument. It was big and it was the dumbest crap ever. And in the midst of that, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna find a 9-to-5 job. Get the hell out of this house and just, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking for jobs on this freaking, what is it called? Like a site you can find jobs the same day, work from home kind of jobs. I'm like, man, I got depressed in a hard, I was depressed for a hard 5-6 hours. Cause I'm like, the idea of having to leave the house every day to work a 9-to-5, that just made me feel so depleted. I'm like, listen, let's make up. let's get on a good foot. Let's make this work. Okay. I do not want to go back to a 9-to-5. I want to work from home like what I've been doing. It's working for me and whatever. But baby, if I had to work a 9-to-5, if for whatever, this does not work for whatever reason, I don't know, baby. I'm gonna have to live in a shoebox because I cannot go back to working a 9-to-5. I'm a bitch. Listen, group, when I tell you, hindsight is 2020. When I started working from home with Wolf after I left my last 9-to-5 job, and he was doing some of the things that my previous employer did, like simple things like, want to dictate something to me, want to come to my desk and sit over me and advise certain things, little simple things like that. And I realized I did the same thing to my employer. I was a bitch. When I tell you I cannot work, I'm too old to change these stripes, guys. I'm too old to be working for somebody else. And me having to conform to the way that need things to be done, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. I'm like, listen, my other boss, I'm like, listen, I told you, don't sit on my shoulder. You want something done, go to your desk, your office, and call me. All right, don't be, get off my shoulder, man. I was horrible. I don't know how he took that. Why did he take that from me all those years? Anyway, whatever, Jai. Moving forward, because I would talk forever, you got to stop me. My guest co-host, you got to stop me from talking so much and rambling. And you got to, you got to help me to steer in the right direction now. I can't be talking all over the place.
Speaking of talking, can you turn my volume up?
I sure can. We're going to go right on into Groot's hot topic, maybe? Or, so, Toph, you want to start first, and then we'll give Groot some time to catch his, to follow up on
this is a quickie. We all know Ozzy died, right? So the death certificate that was filed to the registry in London and submitted by Osborne's daughter, Amy Rose Osborne. And if you ever look her up, you probably won't even recognize her as being an Osborne. Amy Rose Osborne indicates that the legendary Black Sabbath singer had suffered from a coronary artery disease and Parkinson's. Mm-hmm. The certificate lists his occupation, and that's the part I love. The death certificate lists his occupation as songwriter, performer, and rock legend. They no shit put that on his death certificate. That's just too much.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. So the 3 causes that they listed was out of hospital cardiac arrest, acute myocardial infraction, which means another one, his heart didn't work properly, right, and coronary artery disease and Parkinson's disease with autonomic dysfunction, which means the muscles obviously don't work properly, which also means that the muscles in his Well, the thing about Parkinson's is that it affects the muscles in your body. And I guess
Yeah.
in this case, it also affected the muscles in his heart, which
That's
is
the biggest
also a
muscle.
giant.
That's the most important one.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So according to the New York Times, the document also says that the heart attack occurred out of the hospital. 2 days after Ozzy's death, the Daily Mail reported that an ambulance was called from the Weller's house. So at the time, he was actually at the Black Sabbath singers mansion in Buckinghamshire. And by the way, why is it the Brits can make cities sound like you're waiting for a hobbit to pop out? Buckinghamshire is what the town is called. I'm like, okay, this is cool as shit. And then it returned. So basically, they had a 15-minute flight, and by the time they returned back to the Royal Air Force Base, it was already too late. So I also didn't know that Ozzy had an 85. Did you know he had a sister?
You cut off. He has an 85 what?
He has an
You know-
85-year-old sister.
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
wow.
I didn't know Ozzy had a sister.
We don't know
Ozzy-
everything about the guy, you know? Yeah.
I know, right? But normally you kind of meet these family people when they have a TV show about their family, and I guess certain parts of the family really said, "We with that, we don't want nothing to do with it." Ozzy's 85-year-old sister, Jean Paul, also spoke to the Mirror about the singer's death and said that it was unexpected. He was frail, but it still came as a shock, she said. He still had plans and things he wanted to do. We don't know all the exact details of this death. It is still too early. It is just that sad. And thankfully, he died in England.
Yes. Okay. Well, that is an interesting what's happening now. Thank you for sharing that with us, Satorfo.
Yeah. Disciple said he had 3 sisters. I was like, shoot.
See, if you're not really, did David Bowie have any siblings?
No, he didn't.
He didn't. How do you know that?
Because I'm pretty sure I looked that up at one point. I just never thought of Ozzy having siblings.
The biggest fans will always know. Moving right along. We have Steph in the house, and my baby disciple is also in the house. And also Selena Thorne. Hi, Sugar Pie is in the house as well. Well, and disciple. I always get the love. You can't help it. Now, so Steph, let's send out some really love and good vibes to Steph because, like she said, she'll be in the hospital. For 2 weeks. Wow. Some of you may know the backstory behind that. But baby, oh my God, I can't wait for you to get through this. The 2 weeks it's gonna feel hard. But once you're there, I think it's gonna feel a little easier as the days go by. And I'm just wishing you all the best with everything, baby. All right? And I'll be checking on you. I hope you don't mind. And thank you so much for stopping by too, baby. I appreciate you so much. All right, so group, when you're ready. All right, hold on, baby. Chaotic is here as well. Hi, Sugar Pie. Thank you for lurking, Chaotic. Yeah. All right, baby. So, it's your floor now, Groot.
Oh, I'm actually going to take what Sir Toyfield and yourself kind of touched on and jump off of that. We had the passing of Ozzy, passing of Malcolm, Jamal, Hulk.
That still hurts.
And yeah, like I was reflecting and I was thinking about the impact it's had on social media and even, the real world and coworkers and the strength and power of nostalgia and the influence of media, especially music. And I say music because one of my good friends sent me a meme and it was dark but humorous because it had a picture of Tupac and Ozzy and it said, check on your white friends because their loss of Ozzy is how we felt when Tupac passed.
Oh my God.
And I spoke with my friend and he was like, that is true. He was like, that is how I feel.
Really? I didn't think of it like that. That's crazy. I did not think of it like that at all.
Yeah, because my dad, he was, rest in peace, he was a big fan of rap and rock and classical jazz. He loved music. And I'll admit, without him, I would have not have known anything about Ozzy, Aerosmith, anybody.
Wow.
And, again, we got, passing of Hulk, with his checkered past, but
Yeah,
the
it's checkered
influence
all
he,
right. The black part
yeah,
is real bright. Okay? Listen.
yeah. And I told my friend, I said, it's past aside. I can't overlook the influence the
Respect.
man, his persona has had on a lot. Um,
Yeah.
Take your
so I'm just,
vitamins and exercise.
yeah,
In the 80s, when he was like, be a Hulkamaniac, take your vitamins. I mean, he made a whole generation take their vitamins in the morning.
that right there. And you have the two sides of it. You have Hulk in the 80s, and then you have Ozzy, who is at the time the physical opposite of Hulk. He's brooding, he's dark, he's quote unquote twisted and strange, but he's also ushering the youth. Be yourself. Do what you feel like doing, as long as it's productive or it's something that makes you happy. And what he did was, well, create music
Yeah.
and influence millions of people. Same as
Right.
Hulk.
He did.
And so I said that to say or ask, is there anyone, whether they are a musician, actor, quote unquote influencer, as much as I hate that term,
I know, I hate it
that
so
you can-
much. It's horrible. Horrible.
that you can think that has existed or still exists from the 70s, 80s, 90s era until now that will be missed once they unfortunately, pass on.
Oh, well, I'll say really quickly. We were just talking about this yesterday, Amaya and I. Stevie Wonder. I love this guy, and when he passes, if he goes before I do, I'm going to be crying like a baby. He was like, and I feel still very much a very important part of my musical journey, and I was a young girl listening to Stevie Wonder. He just moved my soul in a very, very special way. So he feels kind of like Malcolm Jamal Warner, like family. And what's interesting, Groot, is I thought I was the only one that felt this affinity for Malcolm Jamal Warner, that felt this sense of kinship with a man that is a celebrity that I've never spoken to, never anything, just have seen him. And, and he didn't have like a crazy extensive, well, no, he did have a pretty interesting career. But not that I was following it, I would say. Just him, his aura, his essence would just jumped through the page. You feel me? And so I felt a real connection to this man. So when he passed, I was devastated. And then to hear from Chris that he felt the same way, I'm like, wow, what is it about this guy that he was able to touch so many people's lives post the Cosby Show? So if Stevie Wonder died, baby, yes, to answer your question, that is a guy that I would cry like a baby when he passes. Big time.
Only one I could think of right now, and I mean, I wouldn't be balling up over it, but Rod Stewart would also be missed. He's been around for a long time. He just recently had a showing where he played, and he just blew people away that he was still able to perform at the level he did. He's 80 years old right now. And yeah, he actually was performing on the American Music Awards, so he still got it. I mean, he's 80 years old and he's been around late 60s.
So you don't think he need to just hang it up? You think he could just keep on going? Because you usually
he hung it up. He hasn't had a concert or a tour. I think it was some specialty performance that he did for American Music Awards. But his music in the early 2000s, 2000 whatever, it changed. It more reflected the fact that he was older. He didn't try to pretend anymore. Kind of like Scorpions did. If you ever listen to newer Scorpions, they really kind of toned their music down, realizing we're not 18 anymore. We need to calm the fuck down or we'll break a hip. So he kind of did the same thing, and he literally just kind of said he literally retired. He's one of the few musicians I can say honestly retired, except for this one time for the American Music Awards in 2025. He's well off and has money. He's enjoying his life now.
good for him. Good for him. So what about you, Groot? Answer your own question, baby. Who? Oh, put a hole in your heart.
Has so many to name. Michael Jordan.
Really?
Jordan would devastate me back when I was young. I don't I don't think I knew any other sport existed outside of basketball
Really?
because of MJ.
Huh.
And I remember being in the car, backseat after school, going to pay the light bill with my mom and dad and my sisters, and hearing he was retiring. And I know I was maybe 10 or 9, and I cried. I was in the backseat just bawling because I was like, oh, no.
Really?
Yeah, I was done. I was done. I was just like, life is over. MJ is retiring from basketball.
That's it.
I can't exist anymore.
Oh man, I get it though. I do. I get it. So Michael Jordan, that's it. That's the top of your list, Michael Jordan.
I would say the top of my list because of the impact he had on me as a kid.
Wow.
As an adult, there are way too many to name.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, this year has been one of those sad realizations where I had to remind my oldest niece and youngest niece, like, hey, your Uncle Brian, he has a lot of white and gray in his beard. So, this is life. This is, we're not going to be around forever. Make the most of it. Enjoy yourselves. Treat others with kindness, because you never know when the last time you'll get to say, I'm sorry, or I accept your apology. You never know. So just, enjoy it.
I mirror those sentiments, because like, I hate to keep talking about it, but I will continue. When I turned 50, it just was like, I never thought much about it until the day before I turned 50. As I said to you guys before, Shadow had 50 and gold balloon, big balloons, and it just, seeing the number 50, it hit me so hard. And now, like yesterday, I went to the grocery store with our daughter and our grandbaby, and I'm usually like really like afraid to spend anything, you know what I'm saying? Because money's tight, it really is, and we don't have it nowhere near as fluidly as we have in years before. So we're like very modest, I guess you could say. Is it modest without spending? At least we try to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she was like, Mommy, just live a little, and I'm like, okay. And so I bought me these expensive ass dried mangoes that were horrible. They were $12, I think. Man, I felt I lived a little too much yesterday because I regretted it. But my point is, I'm like, yeah, we can't take it we can't take it with us, and we're here for a short amount of time. This is one small moment. Let me just live a little and enjoy it, and not hold too much weight on it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't do that. I didn't hold a whole lot of weight. I just lived a little bit. Because life is ever moving, and it's not waiting for any of us. So why complain and why hold it for dear life for all these little things that, it's just a moment. It's just a moment. If it's not going to break your bank account, go ahead and live a little. You know what I'm saying? So and whatever. Yes, baby. So, Michael Jordan for you, and Rod Stewart for So Twelfthly, even though he won't cry. That's somebody that he's thinking that he would feel away if they passed. That's the only person, baby. Damn.
Well, do you at the time the clock was up, and I wasn't going to keep you here all week, but there is a whole lot of people that influence your life, I believe, that you just don't even think of. Right
That is
now.
true. That is very true.
And then later on, you're like, when that person passes, it's like, wait, what the fuck?
I thought they were already dead. Right. Exactly. I'm joking.
Well, not
Sorry.
just they were already dead, but also sometimes people make an impact in your life that you just don't even give them the credit for until after the fact, when you have to think about it, So it's like,
That is true. That is very true. Like, for example, and I'm not trying to extend the chit-chat session for much longer. However, what was her name? Was a black, damn it, I'm having a brain fart. Well, first of all, Cicely Tyson, that's the first to come to my mind. Cicely Tyson was, for me, as a young black girl, watching movies, and not seeing people that reflected what I looked like, And when I was younger, I was much darker because I was in the sun a lot, nonetheless. So I always notice, I'm very observant, and I noticed even as a kid that I don't really see black girls on TV. And if you do see a black girl, they usually have long curly hair and they have light colored skin. Rarely would you ever see a dark skinned little girl. And when I saw Cicely Tyson on screen, I'm like, I just was enamored. I'm like, she's beautiful, she's chocolatey, and oh my gosh, she's, she's this bold actress, and I just admired her so much. So when she passed, I felt it. I really felt like, oh my God, she's dead, you know, because I respected her and I looked up to her. And not just because she was a dark-skinned woman, but because she was brilliant, and what she left behind, her legacy was just so outstanding, you know? So, yeah, that's somebody that I realized when she passed that, damn, she really did have an impact on my life, big time. Moving right along. Let me get some of your messages and we're going to see how we move from there. So Chaotic says Ozzy is the WWE Hall of Fame too. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah. Now, when you stated that, first of all, when you mentioned Hulk Hogan, Groot, my eyes rolled to the back of my head. You didn't see it, but it did. But then as you spoke about it, you said, you know, he did have a legacy. And he did leave, he made a really big impact. And it was a positive one for the most part. And for that, you know, I have to respect anyone or understand anyone that wants to stay with this in the space of gratitude and admiration and respect, even though he has a very checkered past. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess sometimes it is okay to hold to the good and ignore the bad. In moments like this.
Yeah, I'm not going to ignore the bad. When he passed, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Sucks,
I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Bye.
You don't have to ignore the bad, but you have to recognize the good.
There you go.
You don't have to recognize the good, but you can. I would say that. You don't have to.
It helps to keep everything in perspective and balance.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to ignore every bad thing someone did just because they died.
Yeah.
Don't talk good about me at my funeral if I just body slammed a baby through a table.
Yeah.
Don't try to, you know,
That's
pretty
true.
that up.
That's true.
Like,
I'm taking it all back. I'm taking it all back. But yeah, baby, yes, of course. You know, there are degrees and, you know, levels to that. But yeah, I guess it is, in other words, it's okay to express some type of respect and adoration for the person and what they've done, you know, prior to the checkered past or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Because he did what he did. I was a really big fan of Hulk Hogan, and that's why I watched his reality TV show. I was just in love with the guy because as a kid, I had the kids lunchbox, but I also had Hulk Hogan lunchbox. But I'm a girl, but I wanted it. I loved it. I had the you know what I'm saying? So I respected him so much. He was just this real life action figure for me. So, you know, yes, I'm a little bitter. I was so hurt when I learned that he was saying such things and that he was certain things. I was just so disappointed. But you know what? Life goes on until it stops. And unfortunately, it stopped for him. All right. Moving right along. Let me get some more messages. Oh, yeah. He's probably not even him. Hi, baby. Hi. Okay, darling. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it's late for you guys. Yeah, and I made a promise to myself and to you guys. I'm going to say it openly. That today is the last day we start this late. If anything happens, you know, I will let you guys know. But my goal is to start 2:30 every day, no later than 3 o'clock. Okay, so yes, hold me accountable. Please hold me accountable. Okay. Billy Gibbons and Willie Nelson. Yes. Oh gosh, Willie Nelson was that one of those guys that was a hippie, but not really, and he's been awoke for a very, very long time, and I love him. Yeah, Willie Nelson, that'll pinch my heart. Don't know who Billy Gibbons is. Do you know who that is, Groot?
you said Billy Gibson?
Gibbons, Gibbons. Billy Gibbons.
He is.
I had to pull up
ZZ
this
Top.
picture. Yes. If you said ZZ Top.
Oh, ZZ Top. Gotcha,
Boom.
gotcha. Okay. My two heavy hitters are gone. Diamond, Ozzy. Oh, wow. Yeah, Benny got you too. So talk is being poetic in the chat. Memento mori. Man. Come on, man.
No, it's actually what I got tattooed on my arm because you were talking about life and, you know, living a little. And memento mori is don't take shit. It's basically Latin for we all die. And the memento verdi is don't forget to live. That's why I got it on both sides of my wrist once I realized, you know, when my life changed to quite an extent. Don't we all, don't take shit too serious. We're
Damn.
all gonna die, and
You know,
just
that
don't
is
forget to
so
live.
crazy. And that's why it is important to just live as well and as full as you can while you're here. And, you know, the only thing I feel that I need to do more of is to be more active. But other than that, I am living a very full life, I think. I'm doing whatever I want. And thankfully, I have partners that support me in doing whatever the hell I want. You know what I'm saying? And that means I do very little. Okay? Very little. Very little.
She's so spoiled. Don't let her fool you.
But, well, no, that's not about being spoiled. It's about me doing very little as far as not having or feeling required to do much more than what I want to do. And I'm doing the things that I want to do. Like I am creating. That's fun for me. If I want to make jewelry and earrings, I can do that as well. I'm just very grateful for being able to just do whatever I want. Because these things make me happy. And while I was sitting there creating some skin for IMVU, I told you guys I'm back on IMVU trying to make some money over there, Jack. It's going to be a slow burn, but I'm making the steps necessary to make my face and my name known again. Nonetheless, I was making some skin. I'm like, oh my God, you're so pretty. And I just was filled with so much happiness and joy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy right now. That this is living for me. This is living for me. So I feel that it may seem weird to other people what I do. And like it's not very fulfilling and it's nothing really. That's their perspective. Whatever it is you guys want to do with yourselves, your lives, do it. If it makes you happy, if it fills you up, do that thing and just be happy doing that thing. You know what I'm saying? But be active in the process. In the meantime, between time though, that is very, very important. Moving right along before I forget. Apparently, guys, my hormones, women hormones in particular, play a really big role when it comes to how our bodies function, how it operates. So about 2 years ago, I told you guys I felt this pain in my feet whenever I got out of bed. It happened in the middle of the night or early in the morning. And it dissipates as I start walking around. But it felt literally like I was walking on rocks. And it was the most painful thing. And it just came out of nowhere. I found this doctor on YouTube. And apparently there are like so many different bizarre side effects to menopause and perimenopause that some women go through. And she named 12 things. And I went through at least 10 or 11, I think, of those things. And one of those things was feel like you're walking on rocks. Apparently, I woke up about 2-3 weeks ago and I had this excruciating pain in my elbow, my right elbow. It doesn't feel like it's a muscle thing. It feels like it's like not even deep in the elbow joint. It feels like it's on the outside, like this almost hurts when you touch it. She mentioned that as well, that you wake up out of nowhere, you feel this, like you have tennis elbow. It's painful because your ligaments, things starts to change. And so I'm having this pain in my elbow that's not a tennis elbow. It's the ligaments in my elbow that's hurting me. So I have that. And then I have my knees. And apparently it affects also my magnesium levels, my potassium levels, and I need to take more supplements for magnesium. I used to take 1 a day. Now I take 2 because out of nowhere, I started getting these feet cramps. Chris, wherever you are, feet cramps, Groot. And when I tell you they're debilitating, I feel like I'm going to die. Not like, oh, it hurts. But no, like, God, this is not my time. That's the kind of pain it feels like. It's crazy. I was at the mall with Shadow, and both of my feet out of nowhere, just like, bitch, it just cramped upon me at the same time out of nowhere, no warning. And I could not move my feet to walk out of the building. I had to slide them everywhere. And I was in excruciating, I thought I was gonna have to lay down on the floor and have somebody carry me out. It was just the worst. So I've started experiencing feet spasm, muscle spasms in my feet again. So I'm petrified that I'm gonna be out walking or something and they're gonna just come out of nowhere. So I take my magnesium, vitamin D, potassium, and all that kind of stuff, guys. Because hormones are a very, very big part of our bodies, especially when you're a woman and going through menopause or perimenopause. That's my spill for today. About time.
Guess what I saw the other day?
What's that?
I was looking out my window, and as you have seen, I have water right outside my window, and I was wondering why there were no ducks in the water this time. And a fucking alligator floats by. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
Okay, you say that until you walking down and making a walk in your neighborhood at night, and you see him coming out of that water, sir. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. He can't come out of the water over here, but that's okay.
Yes,
But
they can. Alligators can
not over.
climb walls, sir.
And then, okay, you better have some grappling hooks because this is a 3 foot concrete wall. But yeah, it was kind of interesting. I was talking to a neighbor. They said they come very rarely because like I said, they can't get out over here, so they keep swimming until they hit the lakes. Like it's like 20 miles down the road. It's kind of interesting. So,
Okay,
yeah,
sir. This is the perfect place for you. A person that sees an alligator thinks, oh, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to
that
see
was
alligator.
pretty cool.
And the state of Florida, usually when you see an alligator, you're supposed to report it so they can let the people know that there was an alligator spotted. It's that cool that we have to let the people know that an alligator was spotted so we can let other people around the area know as well. Because even though this is like, you know, a place where alligators live, they're very dangerous, sir. Moving right along. Thank you for that request, group. We got to sit out chicks and gigs. Oh my goodness. I was talking about their podcast today with our daughter. It's pretty funny. The one about the poop when you're on the toilet and the burglar comes. Oh my God. Oh. Nightmare to think about it. All right. I will laminate the day some of my childhood heroes past, like Ian and David Coverdale. I cried when Carrie Fisher passed. Okay. And the Hulk switched and Jess was screwed over. Okay. Okay, you guys talk to each other. Okay. All right, time is up. Let's go right on into our reactions. We have 3 in the queue, but I'm going to close the stream. Oh, we have to actually do the spin the wheel. Hold on. What question I'm going to ask you guys? Hold on. Excuse me. This is so easy. In 2021, damn, it's been, these my fingers, I'm getting old, 4 years. In 2021, what hobby did I pick up and turned into a passion for me? That turned into a passion for me. What hobby did I pick up that turned into a passion for me? While you're answering that, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream on YouTube. Join us on my Twitch channel, my loves. The link to my Twitch channel should be in the description of the stream. So I hope to see you guys soon. Say bye, guys. Say bye, group.
Have a good one.
Thank you.